Transducers that connect the electric control circuit to the pneumatic control circuit are called electric-pneumatic transducers. The characteristic component of the electro-pneumatic transducer is the electromagnet. If current flows through the coil of an electromagnet, a magnetic field is generated. This magnetic field is able to attract an armature. This property is used to actuate pneumatic valves. In electric pneumatic transducers, the armature functions as the valve stem. In seat valves, a spring presses the valve stem against the valve seat. When the electromagnet is energized, the valve stem is drawn in opposition to the spring force. The compressed air can flow from P to A. Simultaneously, the armature blocks the vent R. If the electromagnet is de-energized, the spring presses the valve stem against the valve seat and blocks the flow from P to A. The working line A is vented via R. The spring force must be so large that the valve seat is sealed against the maximum pressure, P. The force developed by the magnet, however, must be so large that the spring force is overcome, even if, at P, there is no or only slight pressure. Such valves are called directly controlled valves. They are suitable for small valve seat diameters. The symbol for a directly controlled electromagnetic or solenoid valve. Large nominal sizes require large spring forces, and these in turn large magnets. In order to keep the size of the electromagnets small as the nominal size increases, pilot-operated solenoid valves are used. They consist of two valves. The pilot solenoid valve, a 3-to-2-way valve with a small nominal size, and the pneumatically operated main valve. A channel leads from the supply line P on the main valve to the valve seat of the pilot valve. The valve seat is closed. As soon as the magnet is energized, the valve stem picks up and the air flows to the control piston of the main valve. The control piston is forced downwards and lifts the valve poppet from its seat. The compressed air can now flow from P to A. If the electromagnet is de-energized, the spring presses the valve stem against the valve seat, closes off the control air, and vents. The control piston in the main valve is returned to the initial position by another spring. If, on the other hand, for example, the working pressure is only 1 bar, the valve does not operate reliably. The pilot valve does open reliably, but the force on the control piston is not large enough to counteract the closing force of the valve poppet. Pilot-operated solenoid valves only operate properly if the specified minimum or maximum pressure is maintained. The symbol for the pilot-operated solenoid valve. When mounting a solenoid valve, care must be taken that sufficient ventilation is provided, since any electromagnetic field generates heat. proper voltage and type of current are specified on the rating plate of the electromagnet. In summary, electromagnetically operated pneumatic valves are called electric pneumatic transducers. There are two different types. If the electromagnet opens the valve seat, this is called direct operation. For larger nominal sizes, compressed air is used to operate the main valve. This is called indirect operation.